Hey everyone, welcome back to another Steven Universe Fusion Room video. This week, an artist whose name is Raya did the Stevonnie room, which of course, maybe you might be wondering, oh, Stevonnie's not really a fusion of two gems, but there's a slim chance that their room would be different than, say, just Steven's. And of course, I'm here with Michael, and we are going to talk to her about the room.
So Raya, tell me why you decided to go with Stevonnie.
Well, initially I had like tried to get Opal just because I really like her colors, not necessarily her character. It's more so like a aesthetic thing.
Right.
But Stevonnie is also kind of just, she's obviously very pink, and I'm that stereotypical girl who likes pink, so I was interested in that, but I just felt that like they're kind of a different fusion than everybody else, where they're not necessarily like one character like most of the other fusions. They're more so two separate people having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it would be interesting to kind of portray that in their room.
So we know what Rose's room is like already, and so how would you think this room, or how do you think this room differs from just Rose's room?
Well, obviously the room is very similar because I think Rose's qualities play a big part, obviously, in the room because it's her gem. Because even Steven's room is identical to Rose's room, like they call it Rose's room. So it doesn't even change when he got it, even though he's a different person. So I thought that it would play a big part. So it's very similar to Rose's room, but I thought that the fact that they're both from Earth would also kind of play a part into it, which is why I added all like the grass and the rocks and things.
Cool. So like for your headcanon, I guess, are the grass and rocks, are they kind of, did Stevonnie manifest them like similar to how Rose's room you could just say something?
Yeah, it's kind of
just like that.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to that, where it's kind of just like where she walks, that's where it goes with her.
So was there anything that you wanted to put in the room but couldn't because you didn't think it fit, or you just didn't have room for?
Well, initially I started a drawing that was completely a different room from this one, and then it was just not looking at all how I wanted it to, so I just started over because it was like, initially I wanted to do like a giant library that was like in the shape of a star. So I was doing like this big library, and I was like, oh, this is looking awful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm surprised there's not more books.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to kind of do, but so I had drawn this like big library that was like in the shape of a star, and then the like flooring was clouds, and then it just was like turning out awful. So I was like, all right, well, let's try to take this from a different approach then.
So how long have you been making art?
Ooh, probably since I was like a freshman in high school, so since I was like 14, and I'm 17 now, so only like 3-4 years.
Nice. Looking really good already.
Yeah, kind of at a disadvantage for starting later, but you know.
So I know you mentioned earlier something about Opal. Is that your favorite fusion, or do you have another personal favorite?
Like looks wise, I would probably say it's Opal, just because her colors are pretty and her voice is nice. But probably Garnet obviously is like a really big contender there, because she's just everybody's favorite.
Yeah, she's my favorite. We've had a lot of Opal fans, I've noticed, the people we brought on. Opal
yeah, I think it's just like artists, because they see the color scheme and they're like, ooh, that's a nice color scheme.
So, speaking of favorites, do you have any favorite episodes?
I like all the Rose episodes, like specifically like We Need to Talk and like Greg the Babysitter. So like the stuff with Greg and Rose, like the flashback episodes, are just my favorite.
Yeah, they're all great.
It's just fun to see their dynamic together.
So is there any social media of yours that people should follow or check out if they want to see your artwork?
Specifically, if you want to actually see my artwork that I post all the time, it's best to do my Instagram, which is /red underscore bird with an E at the end. For like my DeviantArt is red dash bird with an E at the end again, .deviantart.com. And then Facebook, it's facebook.com/red.bird with an E and then a Y.
Oh, God.
Because red bird was taken.
Got dots, underscores. So how'd you get the name Red Bird? Is that like your main artist name, or is that just kind of a name you made up that just kind of stuck?
Well, I actually changed it fairly recently, but because it used to be a weird name, and then I changed it because, you know, I'm like applying to colleges and stuff, and some colleges want like your social media because they're like art colleges.
Right.
So some of them want your social media. I was like, I should probably make this like a name that I'm not embarrassed of. So I changed it to Red Bird because my initials are R-E-D, so I thought that would be like, oh, that's cute. And then the bird is just because I have a weird obsession with birds. I just like them. I think they're cute.
Sweet.
Have you made artwork or, you know, fan art of other cartoons?
I have. I'm like kind of in the anime community, but I don't really like to make fan art so much as like original stuff. So I don't do it too frequently, but if there were fandoms that I do make art for, it would either be like K-pop stuff or anime stuff.
K-pop stuff? That's the first time we've heard that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So for the people out there, do you do any commissions for art at all?
Currently, I don't have anybody who's asking me for commissions.
Well, that's what we're trying to fix.
If I did, I would probably be up for it if I had the time. But since I'm doing college applications right now, odds are I would not have the time. But it would just kind of have to be a discussion.
Gotcha. Cool. We'll leave all of her links for you guys in the description.
So thank you, Raya, for joining us this week with the Fusion Room. We'll be back next week with another room as always. So it was good talking to you. See you soon.
Peace.